Good morning, everyone. Welcome again. Today we will start new chapter 2, that is rights in the Indian Constitution. In our last chapter, we have seen the making of Indian Constitution, some factors which make Indian Constitution effective, and some functions of Constitution. Now today we will start rights in the Indian Constitution. A constitution is not only about the composition of the various organs of government and the relations among them. We can say it's not all about composition. In our last chapter, that constitution is a document that sets limit on the power of the government and ensures a democratic system in which all persons enjoy certain rights. So, what we have seen? We have seen Constitution limits the power of government and provides citizens some certain rights. In this chapter, we are going to see those rights which are given to the citizen of India by our Constitution and how Constitution limits the power of government we will discuss in this chapter. So we are going to study fundamental rights which contains in part 3 of the Constitution. In this chapter, we are going to study all aspects of fundamental rights, like what are the various fundamental rights listed in the Indian Constitution, how these rights are protected, what role the judiciary has played in protecting and interpreting these rights, and what is the difference between the fundamental rights and the directive principles of state policy. But we are going to study fundamental rights. So, first of all, what is right? We can say right is a reasonable claim. Right is a reasonable claim which everyone in the world possesses. We can say right is a natural thing also, which is provided to us by nature too. So, rights are reasonable claim, and why some rights are called fundamental? So, some rights are called fundamental because those are very necessary to live a dignityful life, to live a respectful, a dignityful life. Some rights are very essential, and those rights are mentioned here as fundamental rights. So, just to understand why rights are important, we will start this chapter with a story, right? In 1982, during the construction work for Asian Games, the government engaged a few contractors. You know that in 1982, Asian Games were held in India, and for the preparation of Asian Game, some construction work were going on, and government engaged few contractors. These contractors employed a large number of very poor construction workers from different part of the country to build the flyover and stadium. These workers were kept in poor working condition and were paid less than the minimum wages decided by the government. You also know Minimum Wages Act provide a minimum wage that is mandatory, but the workers were paid less than the minimum wages decided by the government. A team of social scientists studied their poor condition and petitioned the Supreme Court. They argued that employing a person to work for less than the minimum prescribed wages is amount to begar or forced labor. Begar is a Hindi word in which a person is forced to work with minimum wages or without wages. So, social scientists petitioned in Supreme Court and argued that employing a person to work for less than the minimum prescribed wage amount to forced labor, which is a violating of fundamental rights against exploitation. The court accepted this plea and directed the government to ensure that thousands of workers get the prescribed wages for their work. So here we have seen that the poor workers were given minimum wages, but Supreme Court protected the rights of those poor people. Now, one more story I'm going to share with you. Mackle was 23 years old when he was arrested. He was the resident of Morigaon district of Assam. Mackle was charged of causing grievous injuries. He was found mentally too unstable to stand trial and was sent to under trial to the hospital for treatment. Now, Mackle was treated successfully and doctors wrote twice to the jail authorities in 1967 and then 1996, 2 times, that he was fit to stand trial, कि वो बिल्कुल ठीक हो गया है, अब वो ट्रायल फेस कर सकता है. But no one paid any attention. Mackle remained in judicial custody. He was released in July 2005 when he was 77 years old. He was arrested at the age of 23 and now he was 77. He spent 54 years under custody, during which his case never came up for hearing. अगर उसने किसी का मर्डर भी किया होता तो इतनी लंबी सज़ा उसको नहीं मिलती. चार्ज क्या था? ग्रीवियस इंजरी का. और ट्रायल फेस नहीं कर पाया क्योंकि उस वक्त वो मेंटली स्टेबल नहीं था और इसलिए उसको भेज दिया गया हॉस्पिटल में. हॉस्पिटल में डॉक्टर्स ने उसके फिट होने का इंफॉर्मेशन जेल अथॉरिटीज़ को दे दिया. उसके बाद भी उसका केस टेकअप नहीं हुआ और 77 ईयर्स तक वो जुडिशियल कस्टडी में ही रहा. He was freed when a team appointed by the National Human Rights Commission intervened after an inspection of under trials in the state. जब ह्यूमन राइट कमीशन वालों ने जब पता लगाना शुरू किया तब पता चला कि ये अंडर ट्रायल, इसका केस कभी कोर्ट के सामने आया ही नहीं और 54 इयर्स उसने जुडिशियल कस्टडी में ही बिता दिए. मैकाल entire life was wasted because a proper trial against him never took place. Our constitution gives every citizen the right to life and liberty. This means that every citizen must also have the right to fair and speedy trial. Right to life and liberty में ये बात भी आती है कि सिटीजन्स को फेयर ट्रायल मिलना चाहिए और स्पीडी ट्रायल मिलना चाहिए. मैकाल्स केस शो व्हाट हैपन्स व्हेन राइट्स ग्रांटेड बाय द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन आर नॉट अवेलेबल इन प्रैक्टिस. राइट्स तो मिले हुए हैं, राइट्स तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में लिखे हुए हैं, लेकिन वो इन पेपर ऑन पेपर ही हैं और अगर वो राइट्स नहीं मिलते हैं तो उसका क्या इफ़ेक्ट होता है ये हम देख सकते हैं मैकल की स्टोरी के द्वारा. द केस ऑफ फर्स्ट इंस्टेंस, फर्स्ट स्टोरी, देयर वॉज वायोलेशन ऑफ राइट प्रोवाइडेड बाय द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बट इट वॉज चैलेंज्ड इन द कोर्ट. एज अ रिजल्ट वर्कर्स could get what was due to them in the form of their rightful wages. The constitutional guarantee of right against exploitation ensured justice to these workers. Now I think you all came to know the importance of rights, right? Both these examples show the importance of having rights and of the actual implementation of these rights. A democracy must ensure that individuals have certain rights and that the government will always recognize these rights. डेमोक्रेसी में ये ज़रूरी है कि हर इंडिविजुअल को ये लगे, हर इंडिविजुअल को राइट्स प्रोवाइड हों और साथ ही साथ गवर्नमेंट इन राइट्स को रिकॉग्नाइज भी करे. Therefore, it is often a practice in the most democratic countries to list the rights of the citizen in the constitution itself. इसलिए वर्ल्ड के सभी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में सिटीजन्स के राइट्स जो हैं वो लिखे हुए होते हैं, मेंशन्ड होते हैं. Such a list of rights mentioned and protected by the constitution is called the Bill of Rights. So what is Bill of Rights? So Bill of Rights are list of some rights mentioned and protected by the constitution. A Bill of Rights prohibits government from thus acting against the rights of the individual and ensures a remedy in case there is violation of these rights. तो बिल ऑफ राइट्स क्या है? बिल ऑफ राइट कुछ राइट्स जो कि मेंशन हैं कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में और वो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के थ्रू प्रोटेक्टेड भी हैं, वो बिल ऑफ राइट्स कहे जाते हैं. और ये राइट्स गवर्नमेंट को प्रोहिबिट करते हैं. किस चीज़ से प्रोहिबिट करते हैं? कि वो इंडिविजुअल के इन राइट्स को कर्टल नहीं कर सकता और अगर कर्टल करता है तो उसके लिए उसको रेमेडी प्रोवाइड करानी होगी. नाउ वन क्वेश्चन इज, फ्रॉम whom does a constitution protect the rights of individual? कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इंडिविजुअल के राइट्स को किससे प्रोटेक्ट करता है? द राइट्स ऑफ अ पर्सन में बी थ्रेटन बाय अनदर पर्सन और प्राइवेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. In such a situation, the individual would need the protection of the government. Right? कौन इन्फ्रिंज कर सकता है? हमारे राइट्स को किससे खतरा है? या तो कोई सिटीजन कोई इंडिविजुअल हमारे राइट्स को कटल करा सकता है या कोई प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशन, और इसलिए ये गवर्नमेंट की जिम्मेदारी होती है राइट्स को प्रोटेक्ट करने की. सो इट इज़ necessary that the government is bound to protect the rights of the individual. On the other hand, the organ of the government, means legislature, executive, or bureaucracy or judiciary, may also violate the right of a person, maybe in course of their functioning. So these rights are protected by our constitution itself. Now let us know some history of these rights. During our freedom struggle, the leaders of the freedom movement had realized the importance of right and demanded that the British rulers should respect right of the people. आपने हिस्ट्री में पढ़ा ही है, ब्रिटिशर्स के पास के जब ब्रिटिशर्स थे तब भी हम उनसे राइट्स का डिमांड करते थे, और हमारी उनसे यही डिमांड होती थी कि वो हमारे राइट्स हमें प्रोवाइड करें, हमारे राइट्स को इन्फ्रिंज न करें. द मोतीलाल नेहरू कमिटी हैड डिमांडेड अ बिल ऑफ राइट्स एज फार बैक एज इन 1928. 1928 में ही बिल ऑफ राइट्स की मांग मोतीलाल नेहरू कमिटी ने किया था. It was therefore natural that when India became independent and the constitution was being prepared, there were no two opinions on the inclusion and protection of rights in the constitution. जब हमारे लीडर्स ऑलरेडी राइट्स का इम्पोर्टेंस जानते थे और वो लगातार ब्रिटिशर्स से अपने राइट्स का डिमांड कर चुके थे, और बिल ऑफ राइट्स पहले ही फॉर्म किया जा चुका था, तो इसमें कोई दो ओपिनियन नहीं था कि हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मेकर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बनाते समय इन प्रोविजंस को न अपनाएं. Our constitution also listed the rights that would be specially protected and called them fundamental right. So we can say fundamental rights are some rights which are very basic to our life, which are very essential for our life, and which are protected by constitution. So fundamental rights are these rights which are so important that the constitution has separately listed them and made special provision for their protection. Fundamental rights are so important that the constitution itself ensures that they are not violated by the government. We are discussing fundamental rights. So again, one question is there any difference between fundamental rights and the normal right? क्या फंडामेंटल राइट्स के अलावा भी हमारे पास कोई राइट्स हैं, और अगर हैं तो उनमें क्या डिफरेंस है? व्हाट इज़ द डिफरेंस बिटवीन फंडामेंटल राइट्स एंड अदर राइट्स? सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी हैव टू सी व्हाट आर द अदर राइट्स एंड हाउ it is different from fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are different from other rights available to us. While ordinary legal rights are protected and enforced by ordinary law, fundamental rights are protected and guaranteed by the Constitution of a country. The first difference. What is the first difference? Ordinary life are protected and enforced by ordinary law, and fundamental rights are protected and guaranteed by the Constitution of a country. Ordinary rights may be changed by the legislature or by ordinary process of lawmaking, but a fundamental right may only be changed by amending the Constitution itself. Beside these, no organ of the government can act in a manner that violates them. Judiciary has the power and responsibility to protect the fundamental rights from violation by action of the government. Executive as well as legislative action can be declared illegal by the judiciary if these violate the fundamental rights or restrict them in an unreasonable manner. अगर एग्जीक्यूटिव और लेजिस्लेटिव हमारे राइट्स को रेस्ट्रिक्ट करती हैं अनरीजनेबल तरीके से, तो जुडिशरी के पास ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, जुडिशरी के पास ये पावर है कि वो ऐसा होने से रोक सकती है. However, fundamental rights are not absolute, or we can say fundamental rights are not unlimited rights. Government can put reasonable restriction on the exercise of fundamental rights, which we will see at the time of discussion of these rights. So, we have seen the importance of, first of all, we have seen what is right, why it is called fundamental right, means what is the difference between right and ordinary right and fundamental rights, and we have seen why these rights are called fundamental and why rights are so important for people. In our next class, we will discuss all the rights one by one. Thank you and have a nice day.